So you're in need of a freelance writer, but you don't want to go to a content farm or even Fiverr to find one. This is where LinkedIn can be extremely helpful. My name is Michael Lukes. I am an entrepreneur, a entrepreneurial writer, and a freelance writer. And today I'm going to show you how to hire a freelance writer using LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a tool that I've used to find numerous clients over the years. It's a great place to find talented writers for your freelance project. So we're going to go over several different things today, including what you need to know before you hire a writer, and then how to actually do that on LinkedIn, as well as how to avoid some of the common mistakes. So what you need to know first, the type of writing, what type of writing do you need done? What is your niche? Your industry matters. You want to find a writer who's at least familiar with your industry. And if you're in something high tech, you want them to know a lot about your industry. Your deadline, when you need this done by, your budget, communication preferences. Do you prefer Skype, telephone, email, the length of the writing, the tone, your tone of voice, which is extremely important. Is it conversational? Is it professional? Who are you speaking to? Who's your target market? That all matters. Your special requests, if you will request a revision, your method of payment and your payment terms, and also your future needs. Is this an ongoing need you have or something you just need one time? So here's what to look for in a freelance writer. Experience. As I mentioned, you don't only want a writer who has several years of experience, you want to know what type of experience that is, what type of writing they've been doing, and in what industries they write for. Flexibility. How flexible are they? How versatile is this writer? That comes into play as well. The tone. What's their writing look like? Ask for examples. See if it matches what you're looking for. Also, the quality of that writing and results. If you're looking for something that will convert, have they been able to write marketing copy that creates new leads, that closes leads? You want to see those actual results before you trust them with your project. So how to conduct your search on LinkedIn? Obviously, you want to go to LinkedIn and you want to go to the LinkedIn Pro Finder. This is just one way that you can find a writer to fulfill your freelance project. So once you are in Pro Finder, you'll want to search what you want. And there's two different ways to do that for a freelance writing project. One is the writing section. The other is marketing. As you can see, there are a lot of categories. And it all depends on your project. Hopefully you have defined what that is, what you need done. Is it blogging? Is it advertising? Is it a case study? You want to select that specific type, and then it will pull up possible writers that you can work with. So once you go into LinkedIn Pro Finder, you can request proposals. So what you're going to do, it's a 4-step process. You're going to fill out information about your project and then request proposals that writers like me will submit. And then you can pick the best proposal after you've interviewed several candidates. You can pick the best proposal and accept that. And it is free to find freelancers on LinkedIn through LinkedIn's Pro Finder. So this is the final step of the process. You explain your target audience and any other details. I would be as detailed as possible. It's going to help writers give a more accurate proposal, and they'll have a better idea of what you need. And also you want to select your location, and if you're willing to work virtually with that person or in person. Definitely with our current circumstances here at the end of 2020, I would recommend that you allow them to work virtually. Now, there are other ways to find a freelancer on LinkedIn. You don't have to go through Pro Finder. One thing you can do is use the LinkedIn search. And once I type in freelance writer, as you can see, you can search in jobs, people, or groups. I would recommend searching in people. You can check out groups. But you want to find other writers on LinkedIn to connect with, and then you can start a conversation with them. This is where I've gotten most of my new clients from LinkedIn. So once you click on freelance writer and click on people and you search that, it will pull up people in your network who you're either connected with or who you have who's connected to your connection. So that would be a second connection here. So you can scroll down, look at some of their profiles, see if what they have done matches what you're looking for. Another strategy is looking through groups. Looking through the groups in LinkedIn, and these groups are very helpful. I'm a member of several freelance writer groups, and if you go in there and make a post telling what you are looking for, you're very likely to get some responses from freelance writers. Obviously, you want to vet them, but these are a good place to find a wide range of freelance writers. So here are some common mistakes to avoid. Avoid relying solely on referrals. Sometimes a writer might be a fantastic freelance writer, but they're just not a good fit for you. I've had a couple of those instances. Someone's referred me, and that person trusted that referral, and I appreciate that, but I just ended up not being a good fit for that person and what they were looking for in that instance. So don't only rely on the referral. Make sure you speak to them, you do your due diligence, you maybe even do a test project with them if you are planning on doing larger projects or a long-term commitment with them. You also need to provide them with a lot of information. This isn't going to be turnkey usually. When you have a freelance writing project, a lot of times you need to provide them with a solid amount of information. So you really can't just tell them a couple paragraphs and let them go at it. You want to explain why you're writing what you're writing, what your goals are, your background, any relevant information for the industry, your target market. You have to give them this information. And you also don't want to have just a rough idea of what the project is. For example, I want a blog post and it's about health and nutrition and it should be like 200 to 600 words. That's not enough for a writer to really provide you a good service. You want to make your idea concrete and have that spelled out to the writer. Another common mistake is poor communication or delays. If you're a really busy person, make sure you explain that up front. You don't want to delay the process and not respond for several days or weeks. I have had that issue as well, where a client hasn't gotten back to me for 2 weeks and then they cancel the project. Make sure that you can provide them the information that they need in the time they need it in, and that you're available to communicate with. Also, sometimes there's unrealistic expectations, especially if you're just starting to work with a freelance writer. Expect there to be some back and forth. Don't expect the first draft to be Shakespeare. It's a process. Work with them. Sometimes it takes me several tries to really nail someone's voice, a new client's voice. So give them some time and be realistic about what you expect to get back with that first draft. Also, content that lacks impact. This is also where the information you provide is really important to the writer, including even any calls to action that you want to include in the writing. You want to make sure it has an impact, that you can accomplish the goals you set out to accomplish. And part of that responsibility lies on you, not just the freelance writer. And another common mistake is the wrong tone. Make sure they know if it's okay to include a little bit of personality or if you should use statistics or quotes. Make sure they're able to nail your tone, and that's going to require you working back and forth with them. So I hope this was helpful. Once again, this is Michael Lukes. I am a freelance writer, a creative writer with a background in entrepreneurship. So if you are looking for creative writing, whether it's a business name or a blog post or a press release, feel free to reach out to me. If I'm not able to help you, I could at least give you some advice and maybe provide a referral to a fellow freelance writer. So I hope this has been helpful. Please like the video and subscribe to How To Livable for more helpful videos on how to help you with stuff in business and how to help your business. Thank you.